So what's the derivative? Let's go back to t, our generic variable. I want to emphasize that these are that these functions, when we write them as functions, the theta will almost never be the variable outside of these notes on complex numbers. It'll normally be time or something like that, or x, a neutral variable like x. So what's the derivative of e to the I theta? I'm hoping that it will turn out to be IE to the I theta, and that the yellow law may be true just as the green one was. Okay, let's calculate it. It's the derivative with respect, unfortunately I can convert t's to thetas, but not thetas to t's. C'est la vie. Okay. Times cosine t plus I sine t. And what's that? Well, the derivative of cosine t, differentiating the real and imaginary parts separately and adding them up. It's negative sine t plus I times cosine t. Now, let's factor out at the I, because it says, if I factor out the I, what do I get? Well, now the real part of what's left will be cosine t. And how about the imaginary part? You see it will be I sine t, because I times I is that gives me that negative 1. And what's that? E to the it. I times e to the it. So that works too. What about the initial condition? No problem. What is y of 0? What's the function at 0? Well, don't say right away, I times 0 is 0, so it must be 1. That's illegal because, and why is that illegal? It's because you're not exactly in that formula, you're not multiplying I times theta. I mean, sort of you are, but that formula is the meaning of e to the I theta. Now, it will be very nice if this is like well, you can't do, anyway, you can't do that. So you have to do it by saying it's the cosine of 0 plus I times the sine of 0. And how much is that? This is the sine of 0 is 0. Now it's okay to say I times 0 is 0, because that's the way complex numbers multiply. What is the cosine of 0? That's 1. So the answer indeed turns out to be 1. So this checks really from every conceivable standpoint, and as I indicated, also from the standpoint of infinite series. So we're definitely allowed to use this.